What up, world? It's your boy Jaystar back again with the Showdown strategy show, man, for the London game. We're back in London again. Man. Um, yeah, y'all already know how I feel about these London games, man. They always are weird, man. I don't really usually like playing them because they never act like, I don't know. I feel like when these teams go to London, I mean, they travel and it's like they go through a portal and they don't even know how to play football the same no more. They do weird stuff. So, but anyway, we're gonna get into this as we always do. Defensive schemes and giving up the best fantasy amount of points that can be given by each team per position. And basically that's about it. So we're gonna get right into this. Let's see. Jacksonville, Denver, they both play a 3-4 defense. Both should be trying to attack the middle of the field, basically. And eventually it'll set up one-on-ones out wide, for their deeper threat receivers. But also, sometimes some of these teams are bad against the run, which I feel like, what is it, Jacksonville this week? Are they pretty bad? Yeah, they give up the more yards, they're like near 100 something yards. So definitely is them against the run that's giving up. But the fact that this is gonna be ETN's like first real, he's the main back. I kind of feel like he could be in play, huge in play. I still feel like for a captain. I like Kirk though too as well, since he's in the slot, staying away for Patrick Surtain, who we've been seeing shutting down, number one receivers. But if you, like I say, it's 3-4 defense, you want to attack the middle of the field. I don't want to say it's Evan Ingram, even though sometimes he gets a lot of targets, but then sometimes he just doesn't, which is weird. Like 10, 7, then he gets these 3 and 1s. It's like keeps him from getting a high fantasy point day. Trevor Lawrence, I have to actually toss him in there, y'all, because of the fact, even though I know Denver is good, but the fact that they keep rushing the ball in, trying to get him a rushed in touchdown. And he had 2 in this game right here. He has 1 last game. Like, he's rushing the ball in. So I got to give it to him. Like, he's going to be able to get to 20 fantasy points if that's the case. They get to the goal line enough, he's probably going to rush in a touchdown. They keep doing the quarterback sneak with him. So definitely all 3 of these are in play for captain. Outside of that, though, just to put in as my flex options here, I really would say I would like definitely Evan Ingram. So, like I told y'all, attacking the middle of the field first. And then to set out, you want to set up the out wide players, so definitely Marvin Jones, Zay Jones, your big play receivers, which you're setting up with one-on-one, so they definitely can hit like that. And then I would say Jaguars defense is in play, and as well as the kicker. Jamal Agnew is out. I believe he's going to be out this game. So I don't really think there's anybody else I would want. If you want to try to toss in Arnold, if you don't want Evan Ingram as a sneaky play, I think that's probably the best one, since, like I said, you want to attack the middle of the field. And I don't really think there's anybody else that I would really go with down here. Let's see, Manhurts, how many times he played? Not really. Yeah, I don't know if I would take a shot at him. But, yeah, definitely, like I said, if anybody, I think it would be Dan Arnold. But then let's move on to the other side here. Got the same thing with quarterback over here because the rushing ability of Russell Wilson. He can definitely be captain. Like I say, trying to attack the middle of the field. It's supposed to be Judy. The only thing is Russell forces the ball to Sutton. So I got to put Sutton even kind of over Judy at captain there. And I like Dolchich, but I don't think I would put him at captain viable here. And then their running back situation is just weird over here. I don't really know what to say with running backs because, I don't know what's going on with Melvin Gordon. Latavius Murray, last time he was in London, he scored. So maybe, like I said, weird stuff happens. Maybe he goes off and he's the captain. So I definitely just going to toss him in there. But now for just flex options here, pass catching only here, I'm going to go with Dolchich. Where's the cheap? KJ Hamler. Definitely, since Russell doesn't score at all sometimes, you got to pick McManus. And I do like their defense. I feel like, doesn't Trevor Lawrence throw a lot of picks? He got 4, not that many. I thought it was more. But he throws 2 in. Wait, does he throw 2 in every game or something when he throws them? Okay, he threw 2 against Houston though, and that was a rivalry though. So, yeah, I just know their defense is pretty tough. Like I say, if he does take too many shots out wide and doesn't establish the middle and open up a one-on-one matchup here, he's gonna end up throwing a double coverage, which can cause him to throw picks. So, I do say that the defense is in play still in that, because of that. I'm trying to think, is there anybody else lower down here though? Because they're not even activating Albert O in these games now that Dolchich is in there. Doesn't really look like I want anybody else. Let's see. Hinton. He usually gets like one big shot every game, so it will be him then. You know, Kendall Hinton, because he comes in and they take that deep shot to him, and you never know when it's gonna hit. So, and if I was just putting together a lineup real quick, let me look at the fantasy points, because fantasy points, quarterback for Broncos, they're only giving up 10 fantasy points. Running back, they're giving up a total of 22 fantasy points. So, you know, between all running backs, or if it's just one. And then wide receiver, they're giving up 25. That's total. That's really horrible. They're really not giving up a lot of fantasy points to receivers, unless it was just one strong receiver you thought of that can get all those points. Tight end, they're giving up 11 fantasy points. That's probably the best position to attack there against the Broncos, it looks like. And, you know, that and maybe running back. Like I say, receiver is going to be tough because the spread out is only 25. Jaguars, though, is giving out 19 points to a quarterback, which is a lot. Running back is 27, which is kind of a lot too. And receiver, they're giving up 34, which is a lot more, at least, than 25, you know. And tight end is where they're really good at. It's 8 points there. So we're putting together a lineup. Like I say, crazy stuff happens. Like, so I'm going to go with something really crazy here. I'm taking Russell at captain. That's the most craziest thing I can think of. Maybe he went through that portal and he's playing like old Russell, Wilson and stuff, and lights it up. So then I'm going to have to go with, since it's 34 fantasy to receivers, I'm going to go with that he hits on the big play to Sutton. I'm going to also go with the fact that, I can't, Dolce's only supposed to get like 8 points. Let me see, since they're doing well there. Do I want to take like a Hamler or something? Like, maybe, like I said, Russell's lighting it up. So we'll say he hits on that big play to Hamler too, as well as he does to Sutton. I still think I want his kicker, just because he probably gets stuck after he hits on these like 2 big touchdowns, something like that, and just starts kicking field goals. And I want ETN for sure. I just feel like his first game, getting the bulk load of the carries and being the go-to person, and something around with Kirk, or I think I would take the savings and leave all the money on the table and roll with like an Evan Ingram, something crazy like this. Probably what I would go with, y'all. But yeah, so that's it, man. Put together that little story just quickly. Like I said, it's just weird stuff happens all the time in this London mess. Like, you got to put weird stuff in here. That's what ends up winning. That's what I've seen, man, from my experience alone. But hopefully y'all win, early before the slate even, kicks off and everything like that. Y'all win big money, man. I think it's like 100,000 on the line here. But it's your boy Jaystar, and I'm out. Peace.